is where he shares his journey. The life lessons, challenges, and defining moments that shaped his voice as an author. Each episode explores the inspiration behind his books, the purpose in every story, and features select passages that bring his message to life. Meet his incredible friends and learn where his books are available, and how to stay connected as his future projects continue to unfold. So relax, settle into the groove, and let the jazz guide you into his world of storytelling and truth. Powered by SKST Radio Network and Street Grind Entertainment.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the Anthony Owens, Books by Anthony Owens podcast show. It's my pleasure to be here again. I'm always happy to be here, and I look forward to this every week. Sometimes I can't make it, but when I do, I try to give you guys 100%. I like to bring on different actresses, authors, models, any kind of profession, right? I like to, for people to be able to just talk to normal people that just trying to do things. And today I'm honored to have an inspiring model. Her name is Shannon Jones. Let me put these glasses on. So today I have my eyes dilated, and the only thing helping me right now are these readers. So she's a pricing analyst, a logistic pricing analyst, a model, and a lifestyle content creator. So I'm gonna go ahead and get right into it. Before we start talking about modeling, tell us about yourself and who are you, and when the camera's off, basically, who are you when the camera's off?
Hello, everyone. My name is Shannon. Who am I when the cameras are off? I am a daughter, a sister, a loving friend. I love to have fun. I'm a outgoing girl, as you could say. That's who I am when the cameras are off. I love to,
So tell me about some of the things that you do. Like, for instance, this is lifestyle content creator. What is that?
So lifestyle, as far as content creation goes, I like to vlog. So I'm actually recording a vlog of today, just about my experience about coming here. And then other vlogs that I'll do is just day-to-day life. What am I doing? Where am I going? What activities am I doing? I'm sure you might get into it later, but I currently live in Jersey, and I'm super, super close to New York. So I do a lot of fun things in New York. So it's kind of like a day-to-day lifestyle vlogging and for YouTube.
So I understand that you also spend a lot of time in the gym, right? You do a lot of that, right?
I do a lot of that, yes. So growing up, I was an athlete. And so after graduating, I wanted to continue building my athleticism. And what better way to do that with the gym. So I've been an avid gym goer, fitness, health, and wellness, and golf person for years.
And it's interesting, that we're talking about health right now, is because of, like, on my TikTok, when I go live, a lot of times I try to do different challenges for my the people that I'm talking to, even if it's something small, like just like no sugar for a week, or no meats for a week or 2 weeks or something like that. Just any little bit that helps, right?
Yes.
It makes a difference.
Absolutely. It's so funny that you say that, though. I like to do these challenges also month to month. So this month I'm actually doing no fried foods.
For a whole month.
For a whole month. Yes.
That's not as bad as not eating any meat at all, right?
That is, yes, that's not as bad, but I do plan to do that one too. But no fried foods, that includes French fries, and I love French fries. So it's a little difficult, but we're just starting. So I'm planning to do the whole month.
Nice. Okay? Nice. So what was your childhood like, and what experiences helped shape the woman that you are today?
Oh, my childhood was beautiful. I have memories of my mom I'm just gonna,
A little bit emotional. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So growing up, I've had the most amazing childhood because of my mom. She always made sure that we were not without, and I truly enjoyed my childhood and all of the things that we did. I felt so loved as a child, and I think that's what made me me today. Is just being so loved by my mom and my brother and my friends and the people that I've had around me all these years. But I'd like to think I have a big heart, and for that, I have to thank my mom.
For sure, right? And for likewise, right? I think my mom for everything because my father wasn't there,
Yeah.
and yours wasn't there either, right?
No.
And so, when we have that parent that actually shows you love and that's there for you, it makes a tremendous difference.
Absolutely.
So, hats off to you and your mom and continued success. So, when did you first realize that modeling was something that you wanted to pursue?
Well, I want to say when I was young. When I was, I don't know,
Young,
maybe
you're already young. You're young now, right?
Okay, younger.
Okay.
When I was a teenager, I want to say. I can't remember the age. I'm sure my mom knows, but I asked my mom for a camera. I'm pretty sure I was a teen, like maybe 13. I don't know. I'll have to ask her. But I wanted to take pictures, and so I asked for a camera. She got me a camera. It was like a Nikon fancy camera. She got me a camera, and I think from there I was like, oh, I'm taking pictures all the time of me, of other people, and I don't know. I've always just wanted to do modeling, anything with fashion, and I've always liked being in front of the camera.
So one thing about modeling, right, and we know that's a very, very difficult career path, right, because it's so competitive, and
Yes.
you have to look a certain way, and even though they have plus size models and things like that sort, but it's still really difficult. How have you found the modeling world as far as getting in there to where you want to be?
So, yes, I will piggyback off of you by saying the modeling world is obviously very saturated, and it helps when you're able to find a way to stand out, to make yourself unique. But for me, I want to say I started to do photo shoots. And my first photo shoot, so I'm very recent model, okay? So my very first photo shoot that I did a modeling class for a weekend in Miami. And it was March 2025.
Oh, so you haven't been modeling that long, then, right?
Yes, I haven't been modeling that long. But I think what happened when I did that shoot, that same year, I got signed to my agency that I'm with currently.
Nice.
So, and I think that's also something pretty difficult to do is get signed.
Right.
And so the year I decided that I wanted to start modeling is the year that I was able to get signed, which was beautiful.
So I think I already know the answer to this, but was there anyone who believed in you before you fully believed in yourself?
Oh God, yeah, my mom.
Yeah, if you would have got that one wrong, I might end the show right now. Okay.
My mother. My mother. Oh my goodness.
So what was the biggest obstacle that you faced when you were trying to establish yourself? Because when you first get started, it's difficult, right?
Yeah, and I want to say it's difficult. Not difficult. It's a challenge, because are you referring to as far as modeling
Right.
goes? Yeah. So in this industry, it's kind of cutthroat. You have to, in order for you to succeed, you have to be on, your A game. Like, so as far as digitals, you have to be taking your digitals every month and making sure you're being as active as like submitting yourself for castings and things like that.
So basically, you got to stay busy. You got to stay active.
You have to stay active. If you really, really want it, you have to.
So, and you talk about some of the challenges and all the different things. Was there ever a point where you felt like you wanted to just give up And so what kept you going?
Oh yeah. As far as modeling, I will say I don't think I've ever wanted to give up with modeling because I did technically just start. But I do see the challenges that are coming, or that are kind of resulting from it. Even though I am signed to an agency, it's still a matter of getting the bookings, having the client see you on a roster full of who knows how many women and saying, I want her. So that can be a little difficult, and there's only so much you can do to really, promote yourself. You can do all of the photo shoots, but if if you don't have the look that the client is going for, that's not on you. It's not on me, So
Right. So modeling is an industry where people are constantly judging appearance. How did you learn not to let other people's opinion determine how you see yourself?
just having confidence. I think me knowing who I am and just being confident in who I am, it's kind of like, okay, well, I don't care who sees me as this. I know who I am. And someone is going to say, hey, I really like that girl, and, give me an opportunity.
Right, because, just like people who fall in love, there's always somebody for everybody. Right? There's
Exactly.
always somebody out there. You may not be the right person for that person, but you might be a perfect match for someone else.
Exactly.
So same thing, right?
Yep.
So have you ever been told that you were in the right look, size, age, type, or, for any kind of opportunity?
Yes. Well, I don't want to say I was told that I wasn't the right look. I've had not an opportunity, but I've had a casting sent to me, or an email sent to me to submit myself for like an audition, because you still have to audition. And I've submitted myself, and I wasn't the model that was chosen for the booking, which is perfectly fine. But I was never told the reason why. Could I have gone back to my talent manager and say, hey,
Why?
what was the reason for,
A lot of times you don't get that. Like if you apply for a job
Exactly.
and then you don't get it.
It's the
A lot
same
of times
thing.
they don't tell you. Yeah, they don't tell you, right?
They won't tell you sometimes.
So this is a trick question. I want to say trick, but is there a difference between looking confident and actually feeling confident?
Ooh, is there a difference? I feel like if you look confident, it's going to naturally just show through you. So I feel like you can still, even though you may not be the most confident, you can still look the part, because someone's going to see you and say, hey, she looks confident. Like she looks, even though inside you could just be like really, really nervous or anxious.
Right. So, first of all, you got to have that look to
Yes.
even get to that point where you
Exactly.
can even try to show them that you're confident, right?
Exactly.
So a lot of times people, when they see you and you present yourself, like they always say, put your best foot forward, right? So when
Yes.
first impressions matter, right? So that's one of those things. And right, and so you do social media as well, right? So I have a question. It says social media can create unrealistic ideas about beauty and success. What do you wish young women understood about what they see online?
That it's not real.
Basically,
It's not
in
real,
a nutshell,
girls.
right?
No, but excuse me. On a serious note, there's so many beautiful women online, and I think that can also kind of make some girls insecure. They're like, why don't I look like that? You have to have the confidence. It's like, yeah, that girl's pretty, but so am I. And I think that's just important, because for young girls, especially now in the new age of social media, it's important for them to know that,
And I think if people have that mindset, like I have a mindset that says, I'm not better than anyone, and no one's better than me, right?
Exactly.
So that's basically saying that we are equal in that regard. If I'm trying to get a job and I know I'm qualified, I'm going to go for it anyway because I feel that I'm
you're
qualified.
more than
Right, there you
Yeah.
go. So, yeah. So what does beauty mean to you today? Has the definition changed over the years, right? So what is beauty? And obviously it's going to be something that's a subjective question. Right?
Yes,
Right.
and I think beauty is not necessarily what you see on the outside of someone as well. I think it's more so internal, because I feel like what a beautiful person is someone who isn't mean, someone who has genuine intentions, is, does, wants to see other people succeed. That's what I think, beauty is definitely subjective, but I think it's more so who you are.
Right, and it's always in the eye of the beholder as well, right? And so, I like to think that people want to do good. There are probably more people that want to be beautiful outside as well,
yes,
and inside, as they are the opposite, right? So what is something people assume about models that simply is not true?
That we don't eat.
that's
That we don't eat.
You might be the exception to the rule.
I might be, but then again, I might be. I don't know. I like to eat, but on a serious note, let's see. That is not true about models.
Yeah, the stuff that people assume, right?
That maybe we're like all stuck up, maybe because we're a model, and so obviously you have to have a certain look to be a model, and so some people may think, oh, you're
better than everybody. Right.
Oh, she's a model, she's better than so and so, and that's not the case. No.
Okay, I like that.
For me anyway. I don't know.
I like that part about eating, because I know there's a lot of people that are in that industry that don't eat, right? Some people eat and then throw it back up, or whatever, just to make sure. And so that's it's really dangerous sometimes, right?
It can be.
Right. What has been your proudest moment in your modeling journey so far, right? And obviously, it's not, you haven't been doing it for a long time, but so far, what are you proud of right now?
I'm proud of, I walked my first runway in this past September for New York Fashion Week.
Oh,
so
wow.
That was my proudest moment.
Really?
And I was terrified.
Well,
I was absolutely terrified.
But you did well, right?
But I did well. Yes, I did well. But that was my proudest moment by far, for sure. Walking a runway during Fashion Week.
And that's interesting, right? Because that leads into the next question, right? It says, was there a particular photo shoot, runway show, campaign, or experience that made you think, I really belong here? Did you think that even though you were nervous?
Yes. After I was done, I was like, oh, I could do that again. I could do that again. And before I even walked the stage, my heart was beating out of my chest, right? And my nerves were so bad. But as soon as, because they had someone directing like you to when to start walking. Right. And so as soon as she told me to go, I don't know what happened, but I just I don't know if I blacked out or what, but I said, oh, show's on, did my walk, came back, and it's so crazy because it happened so fast. And I was like, why was I so nervous?
Well, it's natural to be nervous. Yeah. Right? I mean, because a lot of times when you're doing something that you're unfamiliar with, it's first time doing something, if you wasn't nervous a little bit, then most people say something might be wrong with you. Sure. You don't have any feelings, right? Sure, yeah. Nothing bothers me. I could do anything, right? And so it's okay as long as you don't allow the nervousness to control you and stop you from doing what you're out there to do, right? Yes. But sometimes people get so afraid to do things, and with anything in life, right? Some people get so afraid to go out and look for a new job, right? They've been working the same job, they hate it, they can't stand it, they're miserable, but they're afraid to go look. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So same thing with that, so you got to make sure that, you don't allow your fears to stop you from your growth. Exactly. Because a lot of times people will do that. And everybody listening, if you are not happy with something, find a way to get past it and move, because that, that unhappiness can be stopping you from growing. Yes. That also comes with having confidence as well. Right. You got to, and then desire, you got to have the will to, you got to want to say, you got to want it, first of all, right? And then you got to have the confidence, and then you got to do it. Just do it. Yeah. What have you had to sacrifice to pursue your goals? What have you had to give up? I mean, because obviously you have to put your work into it to get to where you are. What do you think you have to give up? I've had to sacrifice. Yeah. Give up.
give up the idea that not anything physical, but more so mentally. I think growing up and being an athlete has allowed me to have a certain discipline. And so I want to say getting better at my discipline. So I want to say I've had to give up the idea of, being or procrastinating and having that discipline and, keep doing what I need to do, especially if I want to succeed in this industry.
So those things that you gave up actually made it better for you, right?
Yes.
So
absolutely, yeah.
Initially, you might have thought you giving up something that was a sacrifice, and and you're no longer able to do it or whatever. But as it turns out, those are things that help you to grow, right, and to be better.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of times people don't realize that just because something you're doing and you think it's good for you, and you realize that it wasn't good for you, and now all of a sudden you gave that up, whatever that was, and you're blossoming, right? So amazing. See, that's another reason why I like doing these shows, right? Because I get to share things with people that are coming on here about different walks of life, right? Different viewpoints, right? You're probably the youngest that I've had on my show thus far. And so it's good to talk to young people, right, as well as seasoned people.
Yeah.
Because everybody has a level of knowledge, and so and even on my social media, I tell people all the time that we as adults we need to listen to the younger people as well. They have input, they have ideas, they have things to say.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, I got comments. Sorry, not comments. Hello, everyone. Hey, Coco Freckles. Hello, welcome.
Hi, Coco Freckles.
Oh, so there was. They said if you had the opportunity to model for a particular. Oh wow, that was a question. Let me get back to it. Hold on a second.
I think I read it. It said if you had the opportunity to model for a specific company, who would you choose?
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
You did.
I would say for a specific company. Oh my gosh, there's so many. Calvin Klein, Zara, H&M. Sorry, that's multiple. That's multiple.
Yeah, that's multiple. But still, I mean, hey Herb, how you doing? So, that's good though, because it's right now. I believe like things like what you're doing on the podcast and just continue to do what you do. People are gonna see it. And they're gonna say, you know what? I like the way she speaks in front of the camera. I like her charisma. I love the way she she speaks and handles herself, and that goes a long way. And they say, you know what, she'll look good in some of our products. Yeah. And next thing you know, you'll be, on somebody else's fashion week. Yeah. And you'll be in London. And
that's the goal. I wanna be able to travel all around the world for modeling. I've never been to Europe. I've only been to the United States. Well, obviously the States, and then, to the Caribbean, so like the Bahamas, Jamaica. But I've never been to Europe, so that's a goal of mine.
Nice.
Actually travel the world.
So it says, how do you deal with disappointment when an opportunity you really wanted doesn't happen, right? Sometimes, we don't always get what we want, right? And things happen. Yeah, right? Yeah. And then, but being able to deal with those different challenges of not getting what you want, how do you deal with that?
Honestly, you just have to understand that maybe that opportunity wasn't the one for you and move on and not dwell on it. Yeah, you can be upset or, but don't dwell on it because something better is coming and maybe that just wasn't the right opportunity for you. That's how I see it anyway. Yeah, it's upsetting, of course. It upsets me for a little bit and then I'm like, okay, well, something better is on the way. That's
great. That's a great answer. And you're right. Obviously, you learned some of that from your mama, right?
Yes. Yes, my mom.
And one thing about being a parent, right? And I have a child. I have one son. When we show them how life should be, and they see some of the things that we go through, a lot of times y'all look back and y'all watch and y'all learn, right?
Yes.
And when we make mistakes, if you're smart, you learn from those mistakes as well, right? And then you don't go ahead and repeat those same mistakes. And so, it's always a teaching lesson involved, even if it's something bad that your parent goes through.
Yeah.
And at some point as you get older and older, things you'll get, go through. And if you have children, they'll watch, and the same thing happens. And so the cycle. And so, one thing that we have to when I say we, I'm talking about all of us, is break cycles that are not good for our family, right? That are not good for us, period.
Absolutely. You also don't want everything to go your way all the time.
And that's impossible too.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
That's not gonna happen.
And because imagine if you got your way all the time, you wouldn't learn anything about growth, or you know what I mean? I think it's also a good character development.
It is. And then, like, even when I talk about like the different books that I have, and I talk about the trauma, because a lot of people go through traumas, right?
Yes.
And unfortunately, you haven't gone through a lot or anything, right? So, but, in your life, things will happen, right? So
Yeah.
as you mature and you witness what people are going through, it can, I wouldn't say prepare you, but it'll help you to recognize some of the things and some of the pitfalls sometimes before you get into them, right?
Absolutely.
And then you'll be a little bit better prepared because you know kind of almost what to expect and how you should deal with it, right?
Yep.
So a lot of times people, and you learn from the mistakes, you learn from the traumas and the things that we go through in life. And so
Yeah.
I believe that you're going to do great. I have a lot more questions. We're coming close to the halfway point. Let me see if I get one or two more in, because you like to talk a lot.
Sorry.
I'm the one putting on talking, right? Have you ever walked away from an opportunity because it required you to compromise who you are?
No, I have not had to walk away from an opportunity just yet. But if that were to happen, I think I would just have to, I don't know, be okay with knowing that I'm walking away for it for a reason, and to have integrity and know that that wasn't for me.
So you should never ever compromise yourself.
Never compromise
Never,
yourself.
And I agree.
And your beliefs and your morals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's important too, because a lot of people do anything for money.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Right. And so, I'm not that person either. I believe in working hard and getting what I can get, but I'm not gonna sell my soul to the devil.
No, we're not doing that.
For a chicken sandwich.
We're not doing that. Okay.
For a former model, stay focused, set your goals, and follow your dreams, and you will be successful. So she's a former model as well. Look at that. That's nice. That's pretty cool. From
That's
a former
awesome.
model, stay focused. See?
Okay. I will do that. I will absolutely do that.
Yeah, see, and she's probably older, maybe, and give me some good advice. And it's always good to get some advice. And what you do with that advice is what makes a difference, right?
Yeah. Don't give up.
My book.
Yeah.
Choose not to give up, right?
So I said it.
There we go. I think I have one more question, then we're going to do a break.
Yeah.
How important is it to know your worth in an industry where someone else is often deciding whether you're good enough?
I think that comes with confidence again, right? Because people are going to constantly tell you you're too this, you're too that, or you don't have this, or I don't like the way that looks. But I think you can't let that noise change who you are and who you know yourself to be. And you kind of just gotta. People are going to tell you you're not whatever they want you to be. I'm sure many times, but you can't let that phase you.
Just like apply for a job or anything, right? Mm-hmm. Just because you get knocked down doesn't mean you quit.
You keep going.
But you always have to know your worth, right?
Yes.
Just like if you apply for a job and you know you're qualified, you don't just stop applying because you didn't get that job that you know you deserve, because you still know that you're good enough, right?
Exactly.
So no matter what it is, modeling, an actor, basketball, anything, whatever you're doing, know that you're good enough to do it and continue to keep pursuing those dreams. And so, having said that, I think it's about time for a break. And we will be right back after this.
Yo, 1 2 1 2 in a place to be. What's happening, people? What I miss? With that being said, man, I go by the name of Mike Dice, Beats by Bro. Yeah, what up? Okay. Peace. Okay.
Hey.
With that, y'all, check it out. What's up?
From the heart of the coast where the waves rise high, they magazine we lift and amplify. Stories of love, of strength, of pride. Giving back, standing tall, side by side. We are the rhythm, we are the voice. Community rising, making bold choice. On short drive, we shine, we soar. They magazine, forever, evermore.
All right, welcome back. So once again, I have Miss Shannon Jones. She's a model. She's a lifestyle content creator,
There you go.
a pricing analyst specialist.
Yes.
Right? Got it. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we were talking on the first half. We talked about her role as model in the modeling career and the things that she goes through and her thought process and just believing in herself and knowing that she's good enough to do anything that she wants to, and she will not be compromised because a lot of times people do anything for money, right?
Yes.
So, what does being an inspiring model mean to you? Is it something you constantly try to be?
I think you don't really try. If you're an aspiring model, you kind of you already, I feel, should know this is what you want to do. And I think that, I don't know, you already have that it factor. And I think I have that it factor. And I think I have the grit to, get through.
You're tough enough to
Yes.
roll with the punches, right? When
Yes.
when they come at you with foolishness and say, no, you're not good enough and all that stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's good.
Yeah.
So I got a question here that I know the answer to, but I want two answers, right?
Okay.
I want two, right? So who inspires you and what is it about that person that speaks to you? So first of all, I know it's going to be your mother. Let me hear about that one, and then I'll ask you about the second person.
Second half of the question, who inspires you and what?
And it says, who inspires you and what is it about that person that speaks to you?
Well, yes, my mom does inspire me. My mom inspires me every day. But what about her? Oh my gosh.
That speaks to you. What inspires you about her?
She just speaks so much life into me. She tells me every day, you were worthy, you were deserving. No one is better than you. You aren't better than anyone. Basically, what you're saying, yes. You can put anything. You can do anything you put your mind to. Take the ceiling off of your brain. Like, she inspires. Just hearing that from her all the time growing up, she makes me feel like I can do anything.
So, from the industry now, who inspires you as far as someone who's doing and have done what you're doing for a period of time?
I will say someone that I follow a few models on socials, and one model that I love, her name is Anok, yes, and love her so much. Black woman, and she is not who I aspire to be, but I love how she carries herself.
Is that the one that's really, really dark?
Yes.
Okay.
She's a Victoria's Secret model, but she's one of the ones I love seeing models that look like me, doing what I want to do, and are in those rooms that I want to be in, because it lets me know that if she can do it, then I can do it. So, yes.
Good. What responsibility, if any, do you think models have to younger people who look up to them?
I think models have a responsibility to let young women and men know that you don't have to be the skinniest person. You don't have to, have it all together. You don't have to be perfect, I feel. And because I feel like a lot of young girls and guys think, oh, in order to be a model, you have to meet these standards. And I think times have changed completely from, years ago to now, to where the standards have changed quite much. But I think models just have the responsibility to let young women and men know that you also can do this. You don't have to have a certain look.
So what would you say to a young girl who looks in the mirror and believes she isn't beautiful enough?
Mm.
She sees herself in the mirror, right? But based on all those criteria and these things that we were just talking about, she doesn't see herself beautiful enough. What would you tell her?
I would tell her you are absolutely beautiful enough. And I feel like a lot of the time, sometimes I don't feel like I'm, but I think that, again, ties into confidence. A lot of the time, we may slip in confidence and we may not feel beautiful. But I think knowing who you are and just knowing that you are beautiful, I don't know. I just don't want a young girl to ever feel like she's not beautiful.
Well, and I would say to them, and I'm not a model or anything like that,
Yeah.
but if you look in the mirror and you don't think you look good, get rid of the mirror. Okay, maybe that's not the right answer.
Get rid of the mirror.
And what I mean by that, think about it now. Because if you think that your image is not good enough, then maybe the mirror is not good enough.
Maybe, yeah.
See, it's a play on words here. And what I mean by that, I'm not saying that the person is not good looking, but if you see yourself in the mirror and it doesn't look good to you, it's only because that's what you think. Right?
Yeah.
Don't go by that, right? Go by how you feel in your heart, what's in your mind, which how you feel, how you treat other people, right?
Yeah.
Your beauty is not only on the outside.
Exactly.
Right? But I've seen some really, really dynamic, beautiful people that were terrible people on the inside.
Yeah. And that doesn't make you beautiful.
That's right, and that's the part I'm trying to get to. Because if you're looking on yourself, at yourself in the mirror, thinking that you have to be beautiful, but you know you're beautiful inside, but you don't think you're beautiful because you're looking at yourself in the mirror, get rid of the mirror.
Get rid of the mirror.
See?
Get rid of the mirror.
There you go. Right. Okay, and then the same thing, like, what would you say to someone who has a dream but is afraid of rejection, right? Some people get afraid.
Yeah. I get afraid too. There's some things that and I've learned now, but there's some things that I've been afraid to submit myself for, and I'm just like, because of fear of rejection or whatever, and I'm like, Shannon, you're more than qualified. Why are you scared of this? Just do it. You never know what's going to happen from it. Not even just in a modeling space,
right,
but in other aspects as well, yes.
Right, so what I'm hearing from you is no matter what it is, if you want to try it, you're going to do it.
Exactly.
Regardless if you think you can get it or not, just apply anyway. Right?
Exactly.
Because in your mind, why not you?
Yeah, why not you?
Right.
I agree.
Never know what you can get unless you ask, right?
You never know what's going to happen. Go ahead.
Yeah, a funny story. I was fishing one time with this guy, right? Mm-hmm. And I wasn't catching any fish. And he caught a nice big fish. And I said, hey, can I have half of that fish?
You asked for half of the fish?
You never know what you get unless you ask, right?
Oh my God. What did he say?
He said no.
Yeah, I would have said no too. I caught this fish. It's not yours.
Yeah, but still, back to what I'm saying.
Yeah,
sometimes you gotta ask.
Yeah, You missed what's the saying? You missed 100% of the shots you don't take.
That's what I'm talking about. Give me half the fish.
I can't with this guy. I can't.
If you could sit down with the younger version of yourself before all of this started, what would you tell her?
Oh, what would I tell my younger self? I would just tell her to keep going. Keep going. There's going to be times where you wanna quit, but I also think it helps to have people in your life that truly want to see you win and support you. But I would tell her, just don't give up and follow your dreams. Whatever you want to do, you can make it happen. As long as you stay grounded, you stay focused on your goal, there's nothing you can't do.
You know what? I'm gonna ask myself that same question, right? Like my younger self. That says, if you could sit down with your youngest version of yourself before all of this started, what would you tell me, right? Myself. I would tell my younger self that continue to not give up. Continue to know that you matter. Continue to know that you can achieve anything you want, and the only person that can stop you is yourself.
Yeah.
Remember that.
I like
no one
that.
can stop you from your own growth but yourself.
But you.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know that now.
Yeah. Right? You can only, you can only fail if you.
You can't be afraid to fail. It's the only way you succeed.
Yeah. Yes.
It's right there.
Oh.
Is there something you learned about yourself through this journey that surprised you? Something you learned about yourself that surprised you through all of this?
Something that I learned about myself that surprised me. I will say this one thing. Okay, so we're recently casting for Victoria's Secret runway. The Victoria's Secret runway fashion show is airing, I believe, as September, October, I think, of this year, and they were running auditions. So you submit a video, a self-tape audition, answering a couple of questions, like why do you want to be Victoria's Secret model, yeah. And so when I decided that I did want to audition, and I didn't end up getting it, but I think what it taught me was that if I really want something, I didn't just say, I don't think they're going to pick me.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you know what? I'm going to submit my tape and I'm going to see what happens from there. And I'm not going to, have high hopes about it, but I'm just going to see what happens. Just put my best foot forward.
So what I'm hearing from you is that you surprised yourself that you went for it, even though, you just went for it. So back to what we were saying before, right? You know that you're qualified, just do it anyway.
Just
right?
do
Even
it
if
anyway.
you don't, even in the back of your mind, if you're thinking that you don't have a chance, screw it, do it anyway.
Exactly.
There you go.
Yeah. So that surprised me.
So from now on, you're going to be applying for everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Everything.
Even president, right?
I don't know about that. I don't think I want that role. I'd rather not.
So it says, when everything you've accomplished thus far, and you're still on your way, you're still on your journey, right? Everything you've accomplished is eventually summarized. It's all together. What do you hope people will remember about you besides the photographs?
That's a really good question. But I hope people remember that I always stayed true to me and I never gave up. And that I went along my journey with grace. I don't know. That's just a couple things.
Well, you did it with class.
With
right?
class.
You did it in. You had showmanship.
Yeah.
Showwomanship.
Showwomanship.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice. So what's next for you, right? What are you still dreaming about? Let's hear that.
Ooh, what am I still dreaming about? Obviously, I'm not where I want to be just yet with modeling. So that's still a dream, even though I am. But I'm looking to take that a lot further. And again, that's, constantly being booked and busy and seeing how far I can go with that. I would love to, step out of the corporate world eventually. So where full time I'm modeling and having fun with it at the same time. So I want a career that doesn't feel like work.
So all this other stuff that you do, like the lifestyle content creator, and then the modeling, and then the pricing analyst, specialist.
You can drop the specialist.
Okay.
Yeah.
What percentage of your life is each of those three, would you say?
Well, pricing analyst is my day to day. So that's my Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. So that would basically be the biggest part of my life. And then I do the rest on the weekends. So, I'm in a moment in my life where I'm trying to get the content creating and the modeling more, the bigger part of my life, rather than the 9 to 5. But
So are you on social media?
yes, I am.
Can you tell people how to follow you?
Yes, I am on Instagram. My username is Shan Jones is with a 0, so J0NES. And I'm on TikTok, same username, just with an extra S at the end of Jones. And I am on YouTube, same username as Instagram, Shan Jones with a 0.
And at some point you're gonna work on your website.
Yes, and I will work on my website. Yes, I will work on my website. Yes.
Finish this sentence for me. I want people to know that.
That I want people to know that I am. I feel like there's so many acronyms that I'm gonna go. That I am capable. Yeah, I'm capable.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
Because I am capable.
Yes, you are.
And, I think it's important for other people to tell themselves that as well.
I agree. That's good. But mine would be a little different.
Oh, well, sorry. What were you looking
I want
for?
people to know that tricking ain't easy.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I didn't know you wanted a more of a
Thug life, right?
Yeah.
Nah. But no, that's seriously. I'm just adding a little humor here. But yeah, if I was asking myself that same question, I would want people to know that they matter, right?
Yes.
That they matter. Because a lot of times people don't feel like they matter. They don't feel like they're good enough. They don't feel like they're special enough. They don't feel like they're smart enough. They know enough. They're relevant enough. A lot of times people don't feel like that, but I want to let them know that they do.
Yes, absolutely.
See, I can say trick in one sentence and come back with something deep the next,
Yeah,
right?
I know.
That's what
You're
happens.
good at that.
Uh-huh. I got a few deeper questions, right?
Yes. Getting deep here.
It's not that deep, actually. It's like shallow. It's like in a 2-foot pool.
Oh, 2 foot?
Yeah.
Oh, it's very shallow.
What is one battle you fought that no one would ever know by looking at your photographs?
A battle that I fought?
Yeah, it could be emotional, physical, mental, anything that a battle, something you struggle with, right? Like you say you love fries, that sounds to me like you got a problem with fries. You might need therapy or something. I don't know.
who doesn't love French fries? But also, I'm really trying to think about what I thought. I'm really hard on myself. I don't know if that's really necessarily like a battle.
It is.
But
it is a battle.
I can be really hard on myself sometimes.
That's a battle because you're always on your own back, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's not always good because you always want to push yourself. But sometimes people push themselves too hard, and then they kill themselves. And a lot of stuff happens, right? They emotionally, they get stressed out, right?
Yeah.
So you got to be able to manage it too, because sometimes people can't manage it, and it goes too far.
Exactly.
So if you can curtail it and do something about it before it gets that deep.
Yes. And I'm still working on that, but just being softer with myself because I can just be really, really hard on myself sometimes. So that's what I would say.
That's a good answer. Was there ever a moment when someone else's rejection almost became the way you saw yourself?
I would say no.
Okay.
No. But it goes into what we've been talking about.
Right. So check this out. So when did you finally realize that you didn't need anyone's or everyone else's approval to know your own value? When did you finally realize that you didn't need everyone else's approval to know your own value?
Ooh, I feel like I've known that for a very long time. And I say that because I feel like I've always kind of had that instilled in me at a young age. Like, you can do anything, you don't need anyone's approval. And I think that's what taught me about my value to this day. So I've learned that years ago, but I didn't have like a specific moment in my life that, taught me that. Again, it's my mom, man. My mom.
Yeah, your mom.
My mom. Okay.
So let me. I like to give a plug to the station here because they do such a wonderful job. SKST Radio. If you want to be on do a podcast here, one of the hosts here, just contact SKST Radio, and you can book your shows and everything with them. So these guys are really phenomenal. SKST Radio.
Wonderful
At
studio.
gmail.com, right? Mm-hmm. So I got another question. Someone listening right now may be close to giving up on themselves or their dream. What would you say to that person?
Is it something that you really want to do?
Mm.
If it is, why would you give up?
Right. And go ahead.
And
if you do give up, right?
oh yeah, and I mean that's an obvious. If you do give up, you'll never accomplish your dream.
And one thing you have to realize though, sometimes what you think is your dream or that's your goal or something you should be doing, it may not be for you.
And if that's the case, that's okay. You pivot.
That's
right.
the point I'm making. Right, yeah. You have to pivot. But some people feel like if they couldn't get whatever they had their mindset on, then they're done. Right? They kill themselves, they give up, they quit altogether, as opposed to pivoting, right?
Yeah. And I think that's important for people to know. If you find out that it's not for you, then that's okay as well.
Well, I tell you what, I've enjoyed it.
Thank you.
I appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And once again, SKST Radio, you guys are amazing. Keep on doing what you're doing. And I'll be back next week. No, actually, I won't be back next week. But I'll be back the week after that. And I want to thank you all for having me. And I look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Books by Anthony Owens podcast show. We hope this was a conversation that truly inspired you and gave you something meaningful to carry forward. We appreciate you spending this time with us, learning, growing, and embracing knowledge that truly matters. Join us next week for another powerful and uplifting episode of the Books by Anthony Owens podcast show. Until then, stay healthy, stay encouraged,